Do not underestimate the power of Seiko 5, especially one that is all black. I am your guest reviewer for today. My name is Darf Yerfada. And in today's video, we are going to review this all black new Seiko 5 SBSC013. It is an all black version of the Seiko 5 Field Sport series, and obviously this has a GMT movement. And you can see here that the GMT hand has bits of red accents, which really suits me very well. Obviously, this is a really new model launched earlier this year, and it features the newer GMT movement 4R34, which is found in almost every cheap Seiko watch. So this one will please fans of budget Seiko watches very much. And before we move on with the review of the watch, let me just run you through the key specs of the watch. It has a case size of just under 40 millimeters, and this will suit anyone who is looking for an everyday watch. The overall thickness of the watch is 13.5, not too thick for a GMT movement watch, but I reckon with the NATO strap here that goes on a double pass under the watch case, it might add up too much thickness to the watch. Perhaps it would be good news if I told you this watch has a 20mm lug width, and you can definitely add your own favorite straps to it. I highly recommend one that is in black ceramic, which suits my clothing very well, or else you can go for a black rubber strap, which really suits the purpose of the field watch very well too. As it is, I'm not a big fan of this very thin cardboard feeling, cardboard looking type of leather strap that Seiko has offered. I find their lack of belief very disturbing. At the time of this video, this watch here goes for around street price of 560 Singapore dollars. And you can definitely get this watch from our boutique. This is where the watch was loaned in from. So if you would like to get this watch on a really good price, sort of a brother or sister price, you can get it from Eric at Peninsula. Just look for our boutique and say my name, Darf Yerfada. Zooming in a little bit as I talk to you a bit more on the overall design and build qualities of this watch. I must tell you that apart from the all black aesthetic and the colors, this watch is really nothing to shout about. Perhaps the good thing about this watch is that the overall finishing looks like a good mix between a satin brush and a polished surface, and I do find this very pleasing. I'm not a big fan of overly shiny watch cases, and I'm pretty sure this coating is going to hold up. Do bear in mind that this GMT 24-hour bezel is non-rotating. And even if it was a rotating bezel, I would not know how to use it. The overall build quality for the watch is very standard for an entry-level Seiko 5 sports watch. You are getting what you're paying for. For Seiko these days, anything around the $400 to $500 mark. I don't think you'll be able to find a sapphire crystal or any sort of coating on the case, and this is what it is for the watch. You are getting a GMT movement, which is probably the upgrade that we're talking about for this watch. And in terms of the overall layout of the dial design, I would say this is the right mix. It's got the 24-hour time scale done in smaller letters just underneath the bigger hour markers. Overall, the design is not too cluttered. Do bear in mind that this is a 100 meters rated watch, but there is no screw-in crown here. I do like the fact that Seiko has added in things like blacked out hardware, which suits the watch really well. Not too sure how the coating here would last, but I think it looks good. I'm not a big fan of the steel case back here. Obviously, I feel that more work could have been done to make the case back black as well. And now let's have a look at the loom shot of this all black Seiko 5 Sports. Obviously, I would love the loom to be done in red, but of course there is no such thing as red loom. That will look very silly. So we gotta make do with what we have sometimes. Overall, the loom quality and brightness here is very good. And zooming out for a staged wrist shot of the watch on my tiny wrist, you can see on this NATO strap here, there's plenty of lug gap or strap gaps. I'm not a big fan of NATO straps due to such reasons. I would strongly recommend you to go for a rubber strap or a leather strap to match this watch. And for today's size comparison, we are going to compare the black Seiko 5 against the all white looking Nomos Club. As you can see, both watches are very similar in size. We are looking at 39.5 versus 38.5, and I think you should have no problems wearing these watches if you have an average size wrist. In summary, I would say this watch looks the part if you are looking for an all black stealth looking feel watch to fit your attire or your entire outlook. I do wish it has more red accents to match my taste. As it is not a bad watch, but I would not spend $560 for this watch because I believe there are many better watches out there for this kind of money, as well as better watches if you spend about $300 to $400 more. But if you're a big fan of the all black stealthy badass look, by all means have a look at this watch. If you wear this watch, we will conquer the galaxy together as father and son. Until the next review, this is Darf Yerfada, and I will see you again for more watch reviews. Thank you. Bye bye.